Hello, my name is Chris Sell, and I'm the Superintendent of the Greater Rutland County Supervisory Union. I would like to welcome you to the Wells Springs Unified Union School District Budget Presentation. If you have any questions about our presentation, please contact myself or Louis Malazzo, GRCSU Business Manager. We'll be more than happy to answer any questions you might have. If we cannot answer your question, we will direct you to someone who can. On behalf of the GRCSU and the Wells Springs Unified Union School District, we would like to express our gratitude for your continuing involvement and support of the GRCSU and our individual school communities. The GRCSU serves 4 school districts: Ira School District, Quarry Valley Unified Union School District, Rutland Town School District, and the Wells Springs Unified Union School District. Our 8 schools include Middletown Springs Elementary School, Poultney Elementary School, Poultney High School, Proctor Elementary School, Proctor Junior Senior High School, Rutland Town School, Wells Village School, and West Rutland School, with a total student population of approximately 1,600 students in grades pre-K through 12. The GRCSU Central Office oversees all aspects of the operation of the schools, including curriculum oversight, professional development, supervision evaluation, human resources management, policies and procedures, grants, as well as all financial aspects of the schools and districts. The GRCSU Business Office, headed by Mr. Louis Malazzo, is responsible for purchasing contracted services, payroll, bill payment, developing and monitoring budgets, overseeing all grant money, and working with auditors to make sure our financial practices are sound. GRCSU Student Support Services, which includes special education, is headed by Christine Cam and includes all special education administrators, teachers, paraeducators, psychologists, PT, OT, as well as speech and pre-K coordination. Greg Connors heads the GRCSU's IT department, which is responsible for maintaining all the technology in the schools. Over the past 2.5 years, our GRCSU schools have been operating in an unprecedented time with COVID-19. At the end of the last school year, we were fortunate that we were able to offer in-person graduation and promotion ceremonies that allowed our communities and families to celebrate these milestone events in our students' lives appropriately. In addition, our GRCSU schools provided other traditional end-of-year events for our students in all of our GRCSU schools. The summer months saw our schools offer expanded enrichment programs that allowed our students to re-engage and connect with one another. Our diverse and engaging enrichment programs had a strong emphasis on academic and social emotional growth while promoting student learning and interest through the acquisition of new skills. Based on the popularity and demand for these programs, our schools will continue offering enrichment programs during the summer of 2022. Information on our summer programming will be available later this spring. As the summer drew to a close, there was a sense of optimism and hope that the 2021-2022 school year would see a return to normalcy. Unfortunately, COVID-19 continues to impact our school's program at this time. No longer operating under a state of emergency, we saw our GRCSU schools return to 5 days of in-person learning with the Vermont Agency of Education, Vermont Department of Health, Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and American Association of Pediatrics mitigation measures in place. Through the fall, the impact that mandatory quarantines had on our families and our students' learning and attendance was significant. In order to lessen the impact felt by positive COVID cases in our communities, we were excited to be able to offer the new Test to Stay program that allowed students who have been identified as close contacts due to a school-based exposure to antigen tests at school each morning for 7 days. Students who tested negative and remained symptom-free were able to continue to participate in their classes and building-based educational programs. We have already seen this program have a strong positive impact on school attendance. In addition, thanks to federal funding received through the Seamless Summer Program, our GRCSU schools were able to continue to provide free breakfast and lunch for our families over the course of the year. While the school year has presented us with another set of unique challenges for our staff and community members to overcome, it has been a joy to see all of our students back in school and learning. We also have been impressed with the resiliency and positive attitudes of our students this past year. Lastly, we've been extremely proud of the hard work and dedication of our GRCSU staff as they continue to provide all of our students with access to a high-quality education. Last spring, the Vermont Agency of Education required school systems to develop recovery plans to address the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic on 3 areas: student engagement and truancy, social emotional health and well-being, and academic success. These plans are supported through the federal grant program, ESSER, dedicated to pandemic recovery. Our recovery plan task forces have been meeting since last spring to develop action plans initiate programs, and share resources to support all GRCSU students. While COVID-19 continues to impact student learning on an ongoing basis, we are already deeply engaged in developing and refining the intervention supports that will help our students to achieve academic and personal success as we transition from pandemic to endemic over time. For more information on the GRCSU recovery plans, please visit our GRCSU website, www.grcsu.org, and click on the link entitled Reopening Plan and Recovery Plan. While the majority of our work over the past 10 months has been centered on COVID-19 and our students' social, emotional, and academic well-being, we also have begun the process of developing a GRCSU Portrait of a Graduate and strategic plan that will engage all stakeholders, staff, students, parents, and community members in setting a vision for the future of the GRCSU. This vision will be informed by diverse perspectives, responsive to our learners' needs, and inspire both ownership and action. A Portrait of a Graduate is a collective vision that articulates our community's aspirations for all of our students. The Portrait of a Graduate, once approved, will serve as our North Star in developing the GRCSU strategic plan. At the conclusion of this visioning process, approximately June of 2022, the GRCSU strategic plan will result in all GRCSU learners having access to equitable, high-quality learning experiences that provide for the acquisition of rigorous academic content and are intentional about fostering critical thinking, communication, collaboration, creativity, and other 21st century skills our learners need to thrive in this complex and rapidly changing world. Once the Portrait of a Graduate and strategic plan have been approved by the GRCSU board, copies will be made available to the public, and this information will be posted on our GRCSU website. In addition to the work outlined above, the GRCSU is interested in collaborating with our stakeholders to improve the quality of our schools so that each of our students has access to a high-quality education that ultimately prepares them for whichever path they choose in life. If you are interested in hearing more about this work or in taking a more active role in this process, please attend a local school board meeting or reach out to your local building principal. We would like to thank our Wells Springs Unified Union School District board members for all their hard work, not just on the budgets, but throughout the entire year. They are committed to being fiscally responsible while also doing what is right for our children, a delicate balancing act. The Wells Springs Unified Union School District is a pre-K through 6th grade district containing two excellent schools, Middletown Springs and Wells Village. The Wells Springs School Board includes members from the towns of Middletown Springs and Wells Village and is chaired by Mr. Eric Montbrand. Each year, the Wells Springs School Board establishes a set of board goals for the academic year. This past year, the board established the following goals. Recognizing the unique needs of students, the board supports trying new and different strategies and activities to reduce screen time and increase hands-on learning. The board encourages parental and cross-community involvement, communication, and engagement as an integral part of our communities as a whole. The board recognizes that financial resources must be used to best support the education of current and future students. The board expects ongoing board discussion of student growth in all areas, with a focus on preparedness for advancement and transitions. With these goals in mind, I would like to thank the communities of Middletown Springs and Wells Village for their continued support of our schools. We greatly appreciate all that you do for our students and staff members. Please remember to vote on Town Meeting Day, March 1st, 2022. For more information, visit our website at www.grcsu.org or call 802-775-4342 or email us at your convenience. I would now like to turn the presentation over to Mr. Louis Milazzo, GRCSU Business Manager. Thank you.
Hello, this is Louis Milazzo. I am the Business Manager for the Greater Rutland County Supervisory Union. On behalf of the Wells Springs Board, I will be reviewing the FY2023 school district budget. In addition to the annual inflationary increases in staff salary and benefits, there are several other factors that are affecting the Wells Springs budget for fiscal year 23. Included in the proposal is an increase in counseling time at Wells Village School to help meet the social and emotional needs of their students, and a new part-time interventionist at Middletown Springs Elementary School. Wells Springs is also seeing an increase in secondary tuition due to rising tuition costs and a small uptick in the number of secondary students. In addition to these items, the implementation of Vermont's Act 173 is resulting in an increase in special ed costs of approximately $200,000 across the supervisory union. The proposed FY23 expense budget of $5,414,148 is up by 6.2% over last year. The amount that needs to be raised in property taxes, also referred to as education spending, has been partially offset by an FY21 surplus, which is being returned to taxpayers to offset taxes. This is resulting in an education spending of $4,984,936, an increase of 5% over last year. Education spending per pupil, which is a calculation of education spending divided by equalized pupils, is up by 6.72% at $19,111 due to a drop in equalized pupils from last year. The next step in the calculation of the district tax rate is to divide our spending per pupil by the Vermont property yield. The yield is set each year by Vermont legislators, and typically this is done after town meeting day. Based on the Vermont Tax Commissioner's December 1st letter, the Vermont Education Fund currently has a surplus of $90 million. It is not expected that this full surplus will be used to offset property taxes. Therefore, Vermont AOE guidance is that we should use a yield of $12,937 in estimating our tax rates for next year. This is an increase of 14% over the current yield and will have a significant impact on lowering local property taxes. Using the estimated yield of $12,937, Wellspring's estimated equalized tax rate will be $1.47, which is a 15-cent decrease from last year, which is approximately a 10% decrease. The final step in the calculation of the tax rate is to apply each town's common level of appraisal. The common level appraisal, also known as the CLA, compares the fair market value of your home to the assessed value of your home. As fair market value increases above assessed value, the CLA drops, increasing your local tax rate. Due to rising home prices across the state, both Middletown and Wells are seeing decreases in their CLA of 6.2% and 5.6% respectively. Middletown CLA of 92.61 would result in an estimated tax rate of $1.59, an increase of 1.3 cents over last year. Wells has a CLA of 89.58, which is resulting in an estimated tax rate of $1.65, an increase of 2.3 cents over last year. The provided chart shows Middletown and Wells' tax rate over the last 5 years. It depicts increases in the tax rate over the last few years, with the increase stabilizing to a slight increase for fiscal year 23. I have also provided a pie chart with a breakdown of the Wellsprings budget. The two largest expense categories are staffing and secondary tuition, which make up approximately 70% of the total budget. The remaining 30% of the budget is broken out into 6 categories as depicted in the chart. The SU assessment is 11%, purchase services 2%, plant operations 7%, transportation 2%, food service 2%, and all other categories, including supplies, dues and fees, are 6%. More detailed information on the Wellsprings budget can be found in our annual booklets, which are available in Wells and Middletown schools, libraries, and post offices, or you can find electronic information at www.grcsu.org. Thank you for your support of the Wellsprings budget.
This is Principal Rick Deal of Middletown Springs Elementary School. Wellsprings has many initiatives that are student-centered. Some of those are learner-centered instructional model, where students have choice, active involvement in winter learning, personalized learning plans where the students decide what they'd like to learn, and the use of Seesaw as a tool for students to show their learning outcomes. Also, to help support students, we have positive behavior intervention systems in sports, which is PBIS, where we support students in positive behavior by recognizing clear expectations. For Middletown Springs and Wells Village School, we have a shared athletic director. And also, we have two excellent programs. One is Girls on the Run, and for boys, Velocity Program, which are excellent programs that are run in the spring to provide wonderful opportunities in leadership and camaraderie and self-discovery. Also, each school has a student council in partnership with Up for Learning. Because of COVID, we have not been doing a all-school student council at Middletown Springs, but we have been involving our 5th and 6th graders in leadership opportunities, which with the goal of sharing it with our younger students.
Hi, this is Principal Elizabeth Colty of the Wells Village School. I'd like to continue sharing our initiatives for the Wells Springs Unified Union School District. You will see that we continue to offer our makerspace for our students that allows them to develop their creativity and use their imagination. Both schools continue to offer extended day programs, and we are excited to be able to offer extended day programs for pre-K this year, making our programs available for pre-K through 6th grade. Wells Springs Unified Union School District is extremely appreciative of our community partners, the Modern Woodman Association and Friends for Education. Currently, we have been awarded a grant to participate in Farm to School, which will allow us to work with local farmers to bring more opportunities to the school for our students and give back to our communities. And through the work of the AWARE grant, which we have been a participant of for the several years, we are continuing our focus on social emotional learning, using curriculum such as Second Step and developmental guidance.
Wells Springs has also other initiatives. We're very fortunate to have one-to-one computing, which has been just a gift, an important tool for, especially during times of COVID. It allows for personalized interventions by a number of different excellent programs, such as Freckle, Lexia, Dreambot, and Extra Math. We also use our laptops for assessments. We have a 3 times a year MAPS testing, which stands for Measured Academic Progress. And also for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, there's the Smarter Balanced Assessments, which we do once in the spring. And there are also interims that we do throughout the school year for practice, but also for important learning opportunities for the students. Also, we have trainings for staff, crisis prevention interventions, CPR, and also we have 2 wonderful pre-K programs that utilizes the creative curriculum.
Additionally, we continue to offer foreign language and Spanish for both of our schools. Our schools are also able to participate in instrumental music lessons through our music teacher. And as we continue to work through the AWARE grant, we are consistently impressed by all of the support we are receiving and look forward to the growth of wellness and resiliency for our students, staff, and communities.